to make yourself stand out, you follow up with a card, a thank you card, a physical thank you card. And in that thank you card, you include a lottery ticket. Lottery ticket. That's going to make you stand out, right? You have the thank you card that's handwritten and a lottery ticket. You're going to be a memorable candidate. You want to create those similar type of experiences for every person that you invite to your network, right? And so that was one piece of advice that I would certainly give. Or two, and maybe you guys can chime in on this as well, is, as an agency owner, I went to an event with energy in mind. Sure that I connect with at least 10 people to a discovery call. And if I know who's going to be attending the event, at least let's say it's a panel session, a fireside chat, or a speaker, I want to make sure that I know all about that person and know what my objectives are with that person. And so I would create a list of contacts that'll be there in attendance. And I'll start with as soon as I walk and initiate the engagement, I would first start off with the low impact connection, just people that I just like what they do, and I kind of want to get to know them. And then I go down the list to more impactful connections that, could be potential clients or partners, things like that. Because I like to get warmed up a little bit, right? Off with just general low impact connections to kind of warm me up or whatnot. So that's certainly a good piece of advice when it comes to setting a strategy to building a powerful network before you enter into a room. Yeah. Good, Chelsea?
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, 100% agree with what both of you guys are saying. But one thing that was, I feel like, underrated is when you're like on the job search, right? Because there was the upheaval where people were like doing hiring freezes, or a lot of people were getting laid off. And one of the things that I saw both with myself and with others was sharing job postings and sharing it with people that essentially you're going to be competing with, or sharing it with some, like another artist or graphic designer, or finance, sharing those jobs and leaving comments. I feel like also fosters a stronger relationship because it's more about the community, and they're more likely going to remember that I shared that job with them. Even if they don't get it, they're going to remember that I shared that job with them next time I message them, or reach out, or they may reciprocate. And that actually was how I started teaching as a professor, because I was on that job search and I was sharing out all these jobs that I myself was applying for. And then I had somebody reach out and they're like, hey, you did your MBA and you have all this experience, and I know you like teaching people and you like explaining, you like sharing. And they were like, just apply for this. And I felt like I was like throwing spaghetti on the wall with that application. And then somehow I came out with lasagna. But I think that's one underrated LinkedIn strategy, is sharing job opportunities, whether you are on or off the market. Because for people that are looking, it leaves a stronger impact.
It's just reciprocity, right? And it's potentially life-changing reciprocity. So, for you to send a job post to someone that you believe could be a good fit, it's amazing, right? I think those are messages that certainly people would open up, and even if they have a position already, it's something that they still would open up and would be grateful, and they show gratitude toward, because you're thinking of them. That's amazing. I also like to, speaking of different networking tactics that I like to employ, is I obviously attend a great deal of conferences, right? And there's so many conferences out there. We were talking earlier before the recording, but there's so many conferences out there that we just can't go to them all, right? And so what I like to employ is hashtag hijacking. figure out all the hashtags for those conferences. I set up listening streams and I begin to engage with people who post content using the hashtags. And it can be something as simple as, hey, how are you enjoying the conference? Did you like this session? Oh, I missed it. I wish I was there. Tell me a little bit more, right? It creates that engagement with them, and they then can become a part of your powerful business network, right? And so that's one tactic that I employ. Is organizing my contacts. So I'm sure many of you have plenty of contacts on LinkedIn, but do you know all of your contacts within a specific industry? Which contacts could directly help you for your challenges? What I do is I would periodically download all of my LinkedIn connections, upload them, ask AI, out of all of my contacts, which contacts would help me with X challenge. I would then produce a list of everyone that I'm directly connected to that could help. If you are looking for a job in, let's say, the sporting and apparel industry, like Legal, you can download your contacts to see everyone in that specific area. And you can even do things such as create customized messages. I'm kind of getting into the weeds here, but you guys understand where I'm going, right? That the power of connecting AI with your LinkedIn connections. One tidbit I would provide for everyone. And then lastly, it would be when I travel, right? So I'll either have speaking engagements in different parts of the country. I'll go visit clients. I'll go to just events, personal events that I like to attend. And before I do so, I want to make sure that I'm able to connect with some people in my network in those geographic areas. So if I'm going to Chicago or Orlando or DC, I would search for those contacts and say, hey, I'm going to have some coffee, tea, or beer at this location. Would love for you to come and join me. All the way to actually producing an event in conjunction with the conference. On behalf of Digital Delane, we're inviting a bunch of prospects to meet and greet and so on to build and foster that relationship for that geographic area, right? So these are great ways to build a very powerful network by focusing on taking the relationship online and connecting with them offline, right? And so I recommend any entrepreneur who, whatever challenge you're looking for, whether it's fundraising, whether it's a new client, whether it's a new job opportunity, or a pen pal, that strategy all works. Yeah.